Welcome to Pearls of Wisdom, your guide to extraordinary weddings and events. I'm your host, Ashley Miner, and we're here to share expert insights and inspiring stories. Let's dive into the art of creating unforgettable moments. Hello, welcome.
Hi.
I have two of my very favorite people on the podcast today, Colissa and Meg with the Soul Collective, my personal hair people. Meg does my hair. I feel like you have a part to play in it too, Colissa.
I just talk trash in the background. It's fine.
Yeah, we just talk to each other.
It's my vibe. It's just it really is what it is.
Yeah. But I'm excited to have you guys on. I feel like I could do a little bit of justice introducing you, but I'd rather you introduce yourselves. So tell the people who you are, how you got here, all the things. Meg, you're starting. Oh, you look excited.
So, whole story of me and Colissa, or
let's go into how you got into doing hair, why you're here, and then we'll go into how you guys, the history.
Okay, perfect. So I started doing hair in January of 2020. So we know how that went in 2020.
Sounds like me. Started in September of 2019. Cute, fun. So fun.
We were so prepared.
Yeah, so fun. So I started hair school, did all the things, worked at some salons that I don't love, and now we're here. But it all started after I dropped out of college and was talking to my dad one night, and he was like, "You literally grew up in salons, and you love hair and makeup.
Yeah.
So why is this a question?"
Right.
So thanks, Dad.
Yes. We love Dad.
And also Colissa a little bit, but
Okay.
I mean, I'm okay.
she's fine.
I just did her hair forever.
For the last 18 years.
Okay, so Colissa, you've been doing hair for a very long time.
Yeah, 13 years. Yeah.
13 years. Mm-hmm. But you guys have been connected for a very long time.
Yeah.
Okay,
18.
so let's tell the story.
So
Lord.
basically our moms were out doing hot girl stuff
Oh!
in their 20s and 30s, whenever. And Colissa was the babysitter.
Okay.
And I was just a little thing. I was 6 or 7.
I think you were 7, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was 12.
So
I was the babysitter because my dad was in a band and he was the drummer and her uncle was the guitar player and singer.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so they used to travel and go about and do their thing. And my mom and her mom became best friends. So naturally, I became her and her brother's babysitter.
I didn't realize that I knew that you babysat. I knew
Yeah.
about the band, but I didn't realize y'all's moms are besties.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that works out.
Yeah.
Yes.
They've been friends forever.
So, okay, so catch us up. So you kind of have known each other as kids. Meg starts going to hair school.
Well, before she went to hair school, she was a front desk person at Nafisa.
Yeah. That is
Okay.
very true. I forgot about that part of my life.
There was a blip in the radar.
Yeah.
Just doesn't exist.
Surprise.
And that's where you were for years.
Yeah, 10 years.
Yeah. And then you guys got to start working together.
Oh, yeah.
And then
Yes.
you decided to start your own thing, which is where you are now.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's the very fast history.
Very
Yes,
fast.
very fast.
What
the
was
Cliff Notes.
I love it. We love the Cliff Notes. We're gonna wham bam, thank you, ma'am. Moving on. Okay, so how did you guys get into bridal? Well, it really starts with you.
Yeah, I've done bridal for a long time. When I was at Nafisa, we were big with bridal. It was a hot commodity there. Especially after I started, we took a lot of bridal courses and did education, and education was huge there. So I got really good at bridal stuff to the point where I was like, I should open up a salon just for bridal hair. But I just love color too much, and I love teaching so much that it just kind of blossomed and then evolved. And then our friend Jamie McDaniel started working with us when we opened up the West location of Nafisa, and she specialized in finishing and bridal hair, and I learned so much from her to the point where it was just such a natural thing for me. Our old boss at Nafisa used to call me the bridal whisperer because I could just understood the bride in a way that other people don't. I don't know. It's just a thing.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I've had the pleasure of working with both of you separately and together for some of our brides. And the way that you treat your brides is starkly different than other hairdressers, good, bad, and different, whatever it is. But you make it a point to vibe with the bride and like chat with them and make sure they're well taken care of. I mean, was that a taught thing, or is that just like your personality?
I think it's just our personality.
Yeah, it's not a taught thing. I think
whether it's brides or everyday guests, like everyone is our bestie. Mm-hmm. So why would it be different on your wedding day?
Mm-hmm. I mean, that's kind of why we came up with the Soul Collective.
Yeah.
We wanted it to be a space where people, because like we've struggled throughout our career in general. Like we've both loved the places we've been at. We've learned so much there, but obviously there's been reasons we've moved on. And I think at the end of the day, it was truly like our passion to want to create a very like inclusive space and a very like open space for people to truly feel free when they come in there. Like we want people to be able to come in, you know, dressed to the nines and get their hair blown out like a rock star, or come in yoga pants and have it be their day off and like treat themselves. Like we wanted to create a space that was for all souls to gather and come and be your best version of yourself. And we feel our best version of ourselves when we're there.
Yeah,
So
I love that. I think your space, having been in there several times, especially lately, if the podcast listeners or watchers did not know, I just cut 1,000,000 inches off of my head. So
how much was it the first time?
I think the first time
Wasn't it like
was
6 inches
like
or something?
6 or 7 inches, and then we cut another
4.
like 4 or 5 inches.
So we're over a foot.
And then
I remember calling you and I'm like, what are you doing? You're like, cutting Ash's hair shorter.
cutting Ashley's hair again.
Well, okay, if you would have listened to me the first time and I was like, I want to go shorter, and you're like, yeah, you're going to live with it for a week because I know you.
I stand by what I did.
I agree. I know myself.
I just want the people to know this.
I know.
I stand by what I did.
Okay, but this is what's best about great hairstylists is when you come in and you're like, I want to cut off all of my hair. We go, are you pregnant? Are you depressed? Are you going through a breakup? Like, are all of these things in your life okay?
Yeah.
And then we can always take more off, but we didn't want to have you spend, you know, $1,000 on extensions when you hated it.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, that could happen in like 5 months. We don't know. We've gone through like 3 different hair transformations this year, so
that's fine. But that's the thing is we love that. We love to thrive in chaos. It's fun.
me too. That's why
Paradise.
Back to your space.
Chaos Paradise. Speaking of,
right.
we had a client call our space Chaos Paradise.
I would agree.
Yeah, she sat down and went, "Ugh, I love it here. It's Chaos Paradise."
Okay, so to like really tell people what it looks like, it is like super dark and moody, and then there are like the most fun pictures on the wall. Augie, my 3-year-old's favorite, was your skeleton unicorn.
Oh my gosh, Agnes.
He was like,
Why
this
is
is the
there a
coolest thing
skeleton
ever, but also why is it here?
I mean, honestly, when you walk into our space, why is anything there?
Right.
Like, we have one of the most unhinged gallery walls
A
out
picture
of
of
everyone.
Lizzo's butt.
On a
Yeah.
cheeseburger.
Yeah, on a
Actually,
cheeseburger.
a black bean burger. I'm sorry.
Oh my God, we just got the 2 cutest new things for
We
it.
should have brought them.
What is it?
They're like little.
I don't even know how to
They're like
describe
little
them.
squares that have like
little
a frame
frames.
around them, but
Okay.
they have an imprint, like a mold made out of mouths.
Oh.
And one is pink and one is bright green because those are our favorite colors. And the bright green one is doing kissy lips, and the green one is doing like the.
I love it. It's so fun.
We also got a shark head for the wall as well.
Amazing.
Shark head.
Like taxidermy, you know how some people have deers?
Yeah.
We have a shark.
We have a shark head.
I love it. Augie's going to love that.
Yeah.
He's gonna lose his mind.
He really will. He is really obsessed right now with Moana. And
Even
his
better, yeah.
favorite thing is when Maui goes, shark head. And
See,
then
that's going to be
dives
perfect.
into the water.
Yep.
Anyway. Okay, so back to bridal. So how you guys do a lot of things. You obviously have your salon, so you have your regular like haircuts, color, blah, blah, blah. Then you do the bridal stuff. You also teach
I do.
social media management for salon owners. How are we doing all of this?
With a whole lot of Prozac and a lot of coffee.
A lot of coffee. A lot of coffee.
Thank God. Thank God for Prozac and coffee, baby. I love it. Okay, so what's like the real split of like how many bridal clients do we have a year? How many like do we want to have?
We don't really set a limit.
Yeah.
I think at first, when we first moved into the studio, it was our clients only, or like people that our clients knew that they were in their wedding. now we've kind of opened it to everyone because we have other people that we are a part of our bridal team. Like this whole collective team is a team of not just us, but other like amazing artists in the area that we know can add and elevate our brand. And like we have them, I want to say like on payroll, but not really because we pay them 100% of what they do.
Yeah.
But we have a lot more expansive people that we can reach out to now instead of just us. So we're open to all weddings. It's just something we really love doing. It's being a part of someone's day like that is so important because usually the hair and the makeup is one of the most chaotic parts of a wedding because of how much time it takes. I think it's just important because that's such a time-consuming thing is getting hair and makeup, especially when you have 6, 7, 8, 12 people. Yeah. We just signed a wedding for 11 people in September.
Which is so much.
But at the same time, I would rather know, like, she's great with scheduling and knowing schedule timelines. I'm really great with understanding who's going to do what style on which person the best. So I'm really good at figuring out, like, you're going to get this person, this person, this person. I'll get this person, this person. And then she just makes
a schedule in 5 minutes.
So, like,
done.
Yeah. So I think we balance each other well. Like, we're 8 years apart in age, so we keep it kind of fun because I feel like, keeps me young, and
you keep me old.
Keep you old and grounded. I keep her real.
Exactly.
She loves when I say she keeps me old.
But I don't know. It's a good balance because I think both of us have just done so many weddings, and we're just we're people.
Yeah. So. Well, it is really important for the client to know, okay, it's never just like me or me plus one. Like if we have 10 people, we know we need 3 people to service that hair. We know this is how long it's going to take. And I feel like this year, that's my bride's number one question is what time are we going to have to start getting ready?
Yeah.
And that's like 2 years down the road or 6 months down the road. That is their number one question this year is like, we just don't want to have to start at the crack of dawn. Well, maybe we should have thought about that before we asked 14 people to be in our bridal party.
Or we're like, we want to get married at 1 o'clock. Cool. Well, let's not have a bridal party of more than 10 people because I don't want to start at 5 a.m.
Right.
I also don't want to be awake at the ass crack of dawn with you.
Right.
Like on a Saturday when we could be spending the day with our family or kids. Or life.
I think another thing that really helps us like with the wedding day that kind of also sets us apart from other vendors is we don't just know about the bride going into the day. Our brides get pictures of their bridesmaids with their hair and of what they want for that bridesmaid's hair. And that is how we make our schedule, and that's how we can keep our schedule so tight and not spend 30 minutes on a consultation with a bridesmaid because we already have the picture you want for your hair. We already know what your hair looks like. And we know your name. We basically know your story because your bride has told us all about you. So it really is like the entire bridal party feels like our friends. So there's no like awkward surprises.
This girl wants a braid that's going to take 14 years or, whatever.
Or this girl has 7 hairs on her head and wants a braid. That's not happening, sis. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Right. So kind of walk me through, what does the process look like so obviously we just talked about that. So this is a perfect lead in. Let's talk about your process from booking until wedding day. What does that look like?
A shit show.
Yeah, always.
No, it doesn't.
So I know because...
She wanted real. I'm giving her real.
Because I work with a million different hair, people and hair companies. And I know, some of them do this where they want a lookbook and they want to know. And there's only really 2 that I can think of off the top of my head who do this. And then the rest of them are kind of winging it on the day of. And they're like, okay, we brought all our stuff. What do you want? And those tend, usually fine, but they tend to kind of run over schedule sometimes because of that. So I am really, really curious from the day that I contact Meg and say, hey, my client is going to contact you and wants to book you guys for hair and makeup. What does it look like from there?
Meg does all of our coordinating.
Yes. So. This is, again, our balance thing. I do all the coordinating because that's how my brain works.
Right.
Which is why it's not a shit show anymore.
Right.
So someone reaches out to me, whether it's you, another planner, or the bride directly. They reach out to either me or our email, and we start our consultation there. I ask all the questions. I'm like, okay, what time are we getting married? Where is our wedding? How many bridesmaids do we have? How much time do you have? Are we doing a first look? Because that also drastically impacts all of the time. Does your photographer have a schedule yet? Sometimes some of those answers don't get answered in that initial consult, but I get enough information to be like, okay, let me go talk to all of the people that we have on our team. Because again, for Bridal, it's not just me and Colissa. We're like the spearheads of it, but we have makeup artists we work with. We have hairstylists we work with. We have a very great community that is the Soul Collective Bridal community. So once I talk to all the people and make sure we have enough people available for that date, then I come back to the bride or the wedding planner, whoever's doing this portion. And I'm like, okay, great. We have enough people. Or, sorry, we don't have enough people. Because sometimes the fact of the matter is it's just me and Colissa available. And if you have 13 people who want hair and makeup, no.
Yeah.
Like out of the two of us, I'm the only one who does makeup. So in that case, I would be doing 13 heads of faces of makeup, not heads.
Yeah.
And she would be
Faces
doing
and hair.
Yeah.
And,
Right.
Yeah.
And
it's a lot.
It's just not realistic.
Yes.
So sometimes.
But then it's nice to go back and say, hey, we can't do both. We can't service both, but we could do hair, or Colissa could just do the bride, makeup, and hair, whatever.
Right.
Yeah.
So I always go back and I give options. But ultimately, there are just some brides that want one team for everything. And unfortunately, sometimes that isn't us.
Yeah.
So then what happens, if it's not us, I give recommendations. But if it is us, we go through and we start getting the pictures of what everybody is wanting right from the get-go, which some people are like, oh my God, you want this 9 months in advance? Okay, give me 2 seconds. I'm going to get this coordinated. And I'm like, yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Take your time.
Because what we know is, even though it's 9 months in advance, it could take them a month to gather those things.
Usually longer.
Right.
Yes.
So then you're looking at 6 to 8 months that you actually do have all of those photos compiled.
Yes.
Well, and we have a bridal contract that all of our brides or like, what do we want to say? Wedding.
I can't make that
people.
contract until I have all of the info on the bridesmaids and the bridal party.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because our pricing is different based on the style that they're getting. There's a couple different fluctuations. So once I have all the info, I make their contract, they sign it, I send an invoice for the first half to reserve our day. Because again, Saturdays are a hot commodity.
Yes, they are.
Especially in bridal world.
Yep. You don't have to tell me twice.
She knows. So once you sign the contract, the invoice is due within 10 days to reserve that date. Because once you have your date reserved, we are yours.
Yeah.
We don't do anything else that day other than go home and nap after because, oh my God,
Yeah.
it's exhausting.
Yeah.
I don't know how you stay all day. I could never.
Yeah.
It's not for me.
Yeah.
And then after that, it's pretty smooth sailing until a couple months before the wedding when we start doing trials, unless they're like, actually, I want to start coming to you for cuts and colors too.
Yeah.
And then we
Which
get that
usually
scheduled.
happens,
It
yeah.
usually does happen. It's very rare that it doesn't. But we do trials about a month before the wedding, and then wedding day comes, and it's usually really smooth and painless. Every
Smooth
once in a while, we
sailing.
have, one bridesmaid or a mom who's like, actually. I'm like, actually.
Actually, we want our hair super teased and standing straight up.
You don't have
Please.
to know that. Oh gosh, the wedding that we just did.
It's fine.
Okay.
It was beautiful.
The mom,
It worked
it was
out
really beautiful,
great.
but the mom was just a little bit of a pain. And it's always so funny. I think that's what makes us a really great team when we're together, is because we have this like nonverbal communication where she'll just like look at me and like open her eyes and I'm like, I got you. Like, I'm coming. Let's go. And it's just really nice having the balance of new stylist versus I've been doing this 13 years. So in moments like that, of moments of difficulty, that's where my like wedding whisperer comes out. And I'm like, okay, Kathy, let's take a breath. Let's fix this like
What
thing.
do we hate? Why do we hate it?
Why do we hate it? Do you hate it because you just hate how it looks on you in general? That's something I can't fix.
Right.
So we almost become like therapists in a way.
Yes.
But realistically, like at the end of the day, from the start of the day to the end of the day, weddings are hard. They're a difficult thing. There's a lot of moving parts. Our biggest goal is to make it as easy on the bride as possible. We do the TikToks for them. We make custom created wedding playlists for them and bring a speaker. We, we show up, we bring the bride a gift. Like it's important for us to be like a safe space for them throughout the day that doesn't feel like chaos.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I think that at the end of the day, that's, I think, our biggest goal as a bridal team is to make sure that they feel taken care of and that they feel like they can come to us for anything and we can figure it out.
Yeah.
Yes.
Absolutely. I can definitely say walking into the room when you guys are there, it's just a different vibe. Either everyone's like partying and like having a great time, or it's super chill, and I think you're really good at reading that kind of energy. Like, what do you need? What do you want? Does everyone need to get the heck out of here?
Reading the room is our specialty.
Right.
It really is.
Because the bride's overwhelmed and everyone needs to get out. I know Colissa is not afraid to be like, okay, everybody out.
Oh, and I'm loud. It's fine.
Sure
Right.
is.
And sometimes those things need to happen. So I want to talk about what a day for you guys looks like with a planner versus without a planner.
Oh my God.
It's the trauma.
Really? Oh, we have like really bad stories. I mean, we don't have to talk about them.
Without a planner, I felt like I was planning the wedding for them.
Literally
Like
every time.
Every time. I have like personal trauma from it. Like there was moments where I was like doing a bride's hair. I literally helped with a wedding two summers ago, and it was a friend of mine that was friends with the bride, and she's like, she has 6 bridesmaids. Like, I really just need an extra hand. Do you mind coming to help? And I'm like, sure, of course, I'm free. It's fine. I'll help you. We get there. The groom's family, the mothers, the aunts, the sisters, the bridesmaids or whatever, said they were going to get their hair done elsewhere. They show up 10 minutes after the time that we were starting hair, and they were like, we're here, we're ready. Like, we're ready to get ready when you are. They like came in just expecting to get their hair done, and it was all a very big miscommunication with the bride and the groom.
Oh, no.
So we had to add like 6 people onto this wedding party in like a 2-hour time frame.
Oh, my gosh.
And on top of that, like we're just so big into like making sure everything goes smoothly. Like we'll just hop in and be helping people with garments. Like I had to like do boob tape on people. Like it's part of the job. We're not, and that's the thing is we're not just for hair and makeup. We help with all things beauty because we know all things beauty. So it's a comforting thing for us to do and help with. But in moments like that, when we're having to wear that hat plus this hat plus this hat and this one and this one and this one, and oh, hey, while you're here, can you go ahead and help us set up the centerpieces? Like I've had to do a multitude of different things at weddings that we were not expected.
Crazy.
And the difference between that and like weddings that we've done with you where it's been planned is like we don't leave anxious and upset. We leave like, oh, that was so fun.
Yeah.
Well, I've never had an instance where I've been like literally setting up the wedding, but I find a lot of times whenever a bride doesn't have a coordinator or a planner, like whether it's just day of coordination or a full service planner like you, which I know you do both, but a lot of times it's like, can you make my entire wedding day schedule for me? And I'm like,
What?
I can make your morning schedule.
Right.
And I can send you a template from Pinterest.
Right.
I think this is kind of where my Gen Z comes out a little bit.
Little baby.
Little baby.
I think, yes, I'm a little baby, but a beautiful thing about Gen Z is we have been pushing our boundaries for a very long time. Whereas
In all 17 years of your life.
all 17 years of my life. Thank you.
So long.
She's actually 24.
I'm going to be 25 this October, actually. Thank you. Whereas, like, and I can't speak for every millennial, but, like, in our relationship, there are a lot of times where I come in and I'm, like, the little chihuahua, and I'm like, no, we're not doing that.
Yeah.
No.
One of-
Colissa, stop it.
Yes.
No.
I really
I'm
do
telling you,
think-
it's the trauma. I'm a millennial. I got trauma.
I am petrified. I am petrified of my clients because I'm like, I cannot let them down. And one of my best friends is in her early 20s, and she's a mama. She's got twins. Like so we relate on a lot of things, but she started as Augie's nanny. And we just got really close. Actually, I planned her wedding. She nannied Augie. Like, it was the perfect deal. Anyway.
Love it.
She is like, I always ask myself, WWJD, what would Jocelyn do? Because she would bite someone's head off.
Yeah.
Or I'd be like, no problem. You want me to lay across that fire pit for you and you can stand on me while the photographer takes photos of you? Please
Perfect.
do. I would
I
love
love
a singed body. And like, and she's like, girl, what?
See, you or me. That's me.
Yes.
I think that is the biggest
Yeah.
difference between our generations is we're not afraid to say no. Some of us are meaner than others. I try to say no with kindness.
Yeah, you do.
It doesn't always come out that way.
No, sometimes it doesn't, but I always start with kindness.
Talk about that.
I always start with kindness. And if it's not coming across and they take my no as a maybe, I'm like, then I put my foot down.
Right.
And I think it's important to kind of have that ebb and flow in our business of like Colissa being like, well, we could do this because she gives me alternatives.
Right.
Because realistically, we're not doing the thing. We'll do
Right.
something similar.
Which I will tell you, the alternatives work 90% of the time.
Yeah. Right.
I come up with the alternative and she's like, oh, this is why you're my best friend. That's
Yeah.
usually the response
Right.
I get.
And I'm the one who's like, okay, this is what we can do.
yeah.
Because
Like,
little
I
trauma
will-
girl over here is a little scared.
Yeah.
I will say out of the two of us, she's definitely more like the logical brain and I'm more of the creative brain. So I think it really needs both of us to thrive.
Yes.
Totally.
Our verbiage, our wording, what we call our services. Like a lot of that stuff is stuff I came up with just because I'm like, this would be fun. And she's like, oh, I love it. Like
Right.
it's just, it works. I don't, it's hard to explain.
Yes.
That's
I
very
think
much
we just,
Monica
I think we
and
just
I.
get each other. Like
Yeah.
I get it.
I think what it is we have the exact same brain. She just has the creative side and I have the logic side. Where
Right.
usually people have that in one brain. We have it in two.
Yeah.
so really we were separated at birth.
Yeah.
Yeah. You guys were
Soul
conjoined twins.
Sisters.
Born 8 years apart.
Yeah.
That's right.
In different bodies.
I don't know
a
how that
technicality.
worked, but
I don't know how it works
Technicality?
either.
that's very much like
phenomenon.
Monica and I.
Yes.
I'm like dreamer, creative. I live out here, and Monica's like, okay, but let's implement
Yeah.
here. And I'm like,
Yes.
I don't know where to start. And she's like, okay, here's where we're gonna go.
That's
Bam,
us.
bam,
That's
bam,
us
bam.
100%.
Yes.
Which is
Yes.
nice to kind of have that.
Yes.
Balance
Yeah, my
a little
favorite thing, I can always tell when she can tell I'm like overstimmy up there because she's like, okay, we're not going to do that. That's always her.
We're going to take a deep
We're
breath.
not going to do that.
bit. Monica's thing lately is that's not a today thing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, you're probably right.
Yeah.
But you have to have that.
Yes.
You do.
Especially in a working relationship. It's really important to not have. I used to say, I want another me. And I'm sure that you can relate to this, like, you know, being older, whatever. I always used to say, I want another me. But if there was another me, we'd be in real freaking trouble.
Oh, 100%.
And we'd be way down the river with no paddles.
Also, I don't even know how to control my own emotions. How would I
Yeah.
know how to control on another
No.
person when I'm also emotional?
Yeah, no, that's a bad.
Sorry, sis.
Yeah,
No
that's a
depressive
bad-
Vanessa over here.
Yeah, yeah. At
We're not
this
going
point,
there.
yeah, at this point of delight and company, I would like to now. I would love another me because I would love to expand more. But then I'm gonna have to find another Monica,
Right.
as well.
Yeah.
So then there's 4 of us kind of balancing
Yeah.
the crazy.
Yeah.
Because it gets real crazy. Okay. Random question. I was thinking about this morning as I was doing my hair. This is the first time I've had to do my hair without you. Since having it.
I'm so sorry for you.
You could have come to the salon. We were
was
there.
Difficult. Actually, I did straighten my hair the other
Pop
day.
on over.
So go me.
Proud of you.
So
but it was
proud.
the first time I did my hair, and I was thinking to myself because I was looking at pictures of the Met Gala last night, and Cardi B.
As you should.
Duh. Cardi B was a clear winner for me because she is my
100%.
alter ego. Mm-hmm.
I see that
You do?
through and through. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I would agree.
Thank you.
Thank you. I would agree. I am like a very tame little white girl, and so the fact that Cardi B is my alter
Really
ego.
vanilla. That's what you
Yeah.
are.
Mhm, yeah. Okay, what's your alter ego? Slash, what's your walkout song? Because mine started with the walkout song was, well, it's actually Rihanna, Bitch Better Have My Money.
Correct.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. As it should.
And then
Correct.
it morphed into my alter ego is Cardi B because I am her. I am her
Yeah.
on my inside.
I don't know who my alter ego is, but my walkout song, which is the song I graduated cosmetology school as well, is Buy You a Drink. I don't know who it's by.
I'm a
That's
buy you a
T-Pain.
drink.
Yeah. I know
one.
every word of that rap song. Did you know that?
It's a good one.
It's my fave.
That was my ringtone on my phone in 6th grade.
Ringtone. Oh,
Not the
my
ringtone.
gosh.
And it was on one of those like old phones. You had to record it.
Did you record it?
So like when everyone would be like, shut the fuck up, I'm recording.
My song is on.
I used to have a boombox in my room, and I would have a cassette tape in it. And when my song came on, Y107, I'd run from my closet or wherever I was sitting
and
press record so that I had a cassette tape of all my favorite songs.
Yeah, so funny.
The world will never know such pleasures. No. Okay, what's your walkout song?
That's a hard question.
No, come on. I know you know it.
Okay, well, my alter ego is Doja, obviously.
Yes.
Because in another life, I would be her.
Did you like her... Wait,
her
was she at
wet white T-shirt?
Was that Doja or was that Dua Lipa?
Yes, I
get
did.
Those two
No, hell yes, I
mixed
did.
out.
I love how different and eclectic and like funky she is. She's not afraid to speak her mind. Her freaking TikToks make me like roll on the floor and laugh. Like her little like giggle thing.
Yeah. I know. She's
Done.
funny.
She would be my alter ego, I think. And oh God, I don't know. That's a hard question.
Okay, well, you guys
so
both
for
like
real.
karaoke. So what's the karaoke? What's the go-to karaoke song?
Can't Fight the Moonlight by Leanne Rimes.
Yeah.
Oh, Coyote
Yeah.
Ugly, what's up?
Every time.
Mine
I
is-
was way too young watching Coyote Ugly.
Mad facts.
I was
But
like
part of that
6
was my
years old.
fault.
It was my favorite. No,
Part
it was
of-
my mom's
I
fault.
remember like my parents being gone from the house, and my friends and I would get up. We had a huge island, and we'd blast that song and pretend
Oh,
like we were
God,
at
yeah.
Coyote Ugly.
Exactly.
Like, what were we doing? We were 12.
No, I was 8
yeah.
years old
Bar
listening.
dancing.
I was 8 years old listening to Tech Nine. So you know,
Yeah,
get me
I
started.
know. Same. One of my first CDs I bought myself was Mace.
Oh, shut your mouth.
Yeah, I was probably
His
just
All Sevens
10,
album.
9 or 10. Anyway,
I quit.
what's your karaoke? Because
You.
fun fact,
Oh
you
my
are
God.
an amazing singer.
Oh my God.
I'm
If
okay.
you don't say the
Thank
thing
No, you
I
are.
think you're going to say, I'm going to be so mad.
you make me feel like a natural woman.
That is not
Oh,
what I thought you were
that's
going
a
to
good
say.
one.
I thought you were going to say Shoop.
Shoop by
I
Salt
also
and
love
Peppa.
that. I almost
can
wore
also
my Salt
rap.
and Peppa shirt today.
I rap that every time I do karaoke.
It's a good. Mine
time.
is Gangster's Paradise.
Can we go to karaoke together?
Yes.
Yeah, I actually hate karaoke, but I will go with you guys.
She says as she asks, "What's your karaoke song?"
The reason why I hate it is because it gets all of the people who think they're amazing singers and they try to put on a show, and I'm like, no, this is for like drunk idiots.
then we need
let's
to.
just have
then
fun
we need to
here.
go to Arches because it's way more fun there.
Okay,
it's
I'll go.
way more fun in Arch
Yeah,
and Collins.
Friday and Saturday nights.
Yeah.
Let's
Okay,
go.
I'll go next time I'm not working. See you in July.
See you next year. See you never.
Goodbye.
Good night and
We'll
goodbye.
video call you from the bar.
Exactly. Okay, please do that, but before 9 o'clock.
I can't guarantee we'll probably be in bed.
Yeah, it's all of our bedtime.
Exactly. 9 o'clock. I'm in
Grandma
bed.
Meg does not go out of the house past 9.
No.
Unless it's my house.
No. Yeah. I go to Calissa's couch.
Yeah.
That's it.
I feel you. I
I think
don't
you
even
spend more time at my house than yours.
I don't know where I'm spending time right now. I'm
Maybe
everywhere.
we should talk about that.
No, okay. I'm in a musical, so every night I have
forgot.
rehearsal until like 10 p.m. and I'm like dying a little because I'm so tired.
Yeah.
When
I
is
can't
this
wait.
musical? Because I'm coming.
The last 2 weekends of June. It's at
I'll do the last one.
CEC.
Yeah. Pippin doesn't know what's happening.
Pippin.
They ain't
Don't
ready
bring
for
your
Meg.
kids.
I haven't seen that. That's what you told me.
Don't bring your kids.
Yeah.
There's my shameless plug.
Yeah.
Come
Okay.
see it,
I'm going to come see it. Yes. I can't wait. I'll make Nan go with me.
please.
Okay. Okay, last question of the pod.
Yes.
You guys told me earlier that you've been preparing for this.
Calissa has to go first.
If
I don't.
Yes, you do.
you were not doing this job, what would you be doing?
A stripper, obviously.
Duh.
Do you know how much money those hoes make?
It's so true.
Also, I did pole dancing for 3 years. I'm not good at it anymore, but I was.
but you could be.
I could be.
You know what?
Okay, but let's be real. No,
If
I
shit
wouldn't.
hit the fan, I could do it.
I could come up with something.
Yeah.
You know, people like booties. That's the thing. For real though, I would be an author and write smut novels. But honestly, what's different about that than a stripper?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Smut novels.
Heck yeah.
Okay, are you like a reader girl?
Oh God, yeah, girl.
She
Yeah.
also writes books.
Oh,
in
I'm
her
writing
free
a book
time.
right now.
She's
What?
literally writing a book right now.
Yeah.
You don't have free time, so where are we coming up with this?
When I travel and I'm alone.
Okay.
That's
so
my
like
free time.
airplanes.
Airplanes,
In
airports.
the airport. Yeah.
We're writing. Smut novels.
Smut
I love
novels,
it.
yeah.
Okay, Maggie.
I would love to have no job.
Yeah.
I would like to be a homesteader. I want to make bread.
Okay.
And sow my garden.
Yeah.
And drink matcha lattes on the porch.
Not a matcha latte. That tastes
No,
like grass.
a matcha latte.
Tastes like grass.
It
Agreed.
does taste like grass. Yeah, I want to have a little garden and make sourdough and wear like flowy skirts. And
Do you currently make sourdough?
I'm trying.
Okay,
I'm in my sourdough journey 4 years late. I know we did this in 2020.
I know.
I was afraid of it in 2020.
Yeah.
Now I'm not afraid of it.
Same.
Okay, but you started with focaccia.
I did start
Gateway
with-
drug.
Oh my God, focaccia is so good. And it's
That's
so
the one that you go like this on it.
Yeah.
Boop,
Yeah.
boop, boop. The little dimples. It's the best part.
I don't even cook for my family. Like, I don't cook. Augie and I pretty much eat Lunchables, hot dogs.
We love a Lunchable.
We're pretty easy folks. Scott Miner fends for himself for the most part. Thank God for him. But I did say to my friend the other day, I was like, I think I'm going to start with sourdough. And she's like, you don't even cook. What are you talking about? And I was like, oh, it feels like a skill I should have.
Yeah, no. I was going to start my sourdough journey in 2020, and I was like, I want to make bread right now. But the thing with sourdough, you have to make a starter or buy a starter, and making a starter takes a week to 2 weeks.
Or someone gives you one.
Or someone gives you one. But like if I'm going to do it, this is my toxic trait. If I'm doing it from the start or I'm not doing it, period.
Full
Yeah.
send.
Yeah.
Full send.
Full send.
Yeah, we share this.
I'm going to fail a few times, and that's fine.
Same. It's
my
like that inner
first-
critic of your childhood head that was like, you can't do that. You want to bet?
Yeah. Watch.
Yeah.
That's why I have to like, actually, fun fact.
Yeah. I messed up the first time because I started my starter 2 days before I left for Chicago.
Yeah.
And
smart.
Ben was like, just tell me what to do. And I was like, no.
No, you don't know anything about food.
No,
Ben.
Ben
he
who
does.
works in
I
the
know.
Works in
in
the
the
kitchen.
kitchen.
I know. That's why I
You know
said it.
nothing about food. He was like, I can do it. And I was like, I don't trust anybody but myself right now.
Yeah.
And he was like, what is that supposed to mean? And I said, I wouldn't even trust Grandma Peggy. Like, I love Grandma Peggy, but
love
this is
Grandma
my thing. And if it's going to fail, it's going to be because of me. Because if anyone else touches this, I'm going to blame you if it fails.
Yeah.
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it, your grandma Peggy and my grandma Linda, they're like us, but old.
Yeah. 100%.
You guys should have a fun little like tea date.
Oh my God.
Wouldn't that be fun?
I think my grandma would be too high for that, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. But when I successfully make a loaf of sourdough, I'll bring you one.
Yes, please. I have a friend who does all the sourdough things. She like makes her leftover sourdough into croutons.
Yes.
And like makes
Shut your
sourdough
mouth.
cinnamon rolls. And
Yeah.
like she's doing all the sourdough things. She also like she's totally changed her life. She went from living at shout out Carrie Roberts. She went from living in like Thornbrook, living a city life. Now they live way out in the country, homesteading, doing all the things.
We've already talked
loving
about
it.
like buying a plot of land
Yeah.
and building houses.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're going to have
And
the
having,
boys
like-
in one house and us in another house. Ben doesn't know about that yet, but
Yeah.
Chris doesn't know about that yet either.
it's okay.
Yeah.
Cannon
Hey,
does, and Cannon's
if you're
really
watching
excited.
this, you're welcome.
I guess
Yeah.
you guys know now.
Now you know.
Cat's out of the bag.
But yeah, I would like
Sourdough.
to have no job and just be a housewife. It sounds so beautiful.
It's not.
Can't relate.
Yeah, well-
It's so boring.
Can't relate.
Been there, done that.
I would
boring.
make so many fun things though.
Yeah.
Because I love, like at work, I'm very much the logical brain, but at home, I'm just a girl who's
just a girl
doing
doing
Literally
crafts
just a girl.
and baking.
No.
See, not me. When I'm at home, I'm napping.
When I'm
mean,
at home,
that's
I'm
in there
like, what do
too.
I have to be doing right now? It just never stops.
No.
That's called anxiety, everybody.
I said Prozac and lots of coffee.
Yeah, I know.
Prozac and lots of coffee. Should be
Take
the
a note,
title
Ash.
of this podcast.
I have changed my answer to this question many a time based on the day. And I think I'm going to go back to one of my original answers, which is I want to play with children's toys on YouTube. Those people make so much money.
They do.
They
Just-
really do.
Hello, how was your day today? It was great. Thanks for asking. 10 million in the bank. That's all Augie watches.
Actually, I should do that. I do really great voices with my son's children's books.
She does.
Yeah.
I mean, she
nonstop.
does.
I've
Okay.
got like a slew of them.
Oh
The
my
next
gosh.
thing
your
also-
job should be a voice actor.
Okay, let me tell you something, though. Let me tell you something. Augie, okay, I've taken away the iPad. Like, we're done with technology, whatever.
Funny.
I know. I
I I just wanted to see your face as you said it.
It's been very, very difficult because it's like so much talking now. But when we ride in the car, there are children's books on Spotify and like little children's podcasts.
Yep.
And I'm like, this is easy. All they're doing is literally reading a book. Yep. I could do this.
Do you listen to Miss Honeybee? That's Cannon's favorite.
No, I'm going to now.
Yep, I'll send it to you.
We just listened to
She's the best.
Miss Honeybee is great.
Miss Honeybee is the best.
Honeybee.
Shameless plug. She's the best.
We love you, Miss Honeybee. Thank you so much for being a guest on the podcast, Miss Honeybee. Actually, funny story. As I was driving here, some random person called me, and I answered it because I am obviously insane. And I was like, hi, this is Ashley. And they were like, hey, Ashley, I have a proposal for you. And I was like, oh, boy, here we go. And he was like, I'm calling from such and such. We would like you to be a guest on our podcast. And I said, funny you should say that because I'm actually going to my podcast right now to record. Can you email me this information? And he goes, oh, you have, like, totally changed his tune. He goes, oh, you have a podcast? Bye. Hung up on me. I was like, okay, well, you're not going to be a guest on my podcast.
He was afraid of the competition.
I know.
Rude. How dare.
For all my 30 viewers.
Okay, hey, but those 30 viewers, y'all the real ones.
I'm one of them.
Thank you.
I'm one of them.
Thanks, guys.
Mm-hmm. 2 of your 30 viewers are right here.
I know.
2 more are behind the scenes.
Full send.
We
love you for it. It's honestly the best.
Okay, you guys, thank you for being guests on the podcast. I appreciate you so much. We always love to work with you, whether it's me, Monica, whatever, the whole team. We always love you guys. We want to do it more. Every single client, take note. And I appreciate you guys as my friends, the people that I come to talk to about all the things when I get my hair done.
Change your personality every 3 months.
No, maybe do a little trauma dumping.
Yeah, we have a lot of fun.
Yeah.
But I appreciate you guys, and thank you for your time this morning.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Tell the people where they can find you on the internets.
Everywhere. Pretty much. Our salon's Facebook, Instagram is at The Soul Collective Como. Mm-hmm. You can find Colissa at Colissa Nole Pro on Instagram and TikTok and all the places.
All platforms, yeah.
And you can find me at That Diabetic Stylist, also all the places.
Yes. Yay! Well, thank you guys, and I love ya.
Love ya.
Love ya. Ta-ta for now. Thanks so much for tuning in to this week's Pearls of Wisdom podcast. I'm your host, Ashley Miner with Delight Events. As always, you can find us all over the internet by following us on Instagram at Delight Events Mo and on Facebook. And please consider leaving us a review here for the podcast. Subscribe if you're on YouTube or on Spotify. Thank you, and we'll see you next time.